Hi everybody, Kenneth G Hasty here, once again with my series of videos for business owners, for sales managers, for salespeople, to help you become better at what you do to be more successful and have a better opportunity out there. I do these because I'm a professional business growth consultant and I'm a professional sales automation consultant, and I can help you with things, helps build my brand. So if you know people or if you're interested in sales automation or growing your business in general, feel free to get a hold of me at kennethghasty.com. Or just my website at kennethghasty.com. So let's talk about today's topic. Here we go. Today's topic is called How to Design a Good Comp Plan. And by comp, I mean compensation. And what does that mean? Well, for a good compensation plan, and I won't talk about the salary side of it or the 1099 side of it, but let's talk about assuming you've got somebody on your payroll who does sales for you, or you're the salesperson and you say, well, am I being treated fairly? Either way. So let's take a look at it. I've had many years of being the sales guy, the top sales guy, et cetera, and I've had many years of being the boss where, I wrote the compensation plans. And so I'll tell you some of the things that I learned, and then hopefully they'll be helpful for you. All right, there we go. So one, always more for selling more. I've seen so many comp plans that people put in, and they give somebody a goal, and they pay them, okay, you get the goal, here you go, you get, you make money up to that, and anything over that, well, company keeps that because, it's just, we're all, just how it is. Well, the psyche of a salesperson, the money isn't, the money's really important, but the money's sort of like a trophy, and so they're going for the next level a lot of the time, and they're seeing what they can score, get as good as they can. But if you demotivate your salespeople and there's no opportunity once they sell more, like for instance, I like to use what they call tiered goals. So yeah, let's say, okay, we have a goal here, and it's 100% of this number, and you say, okay, so but if you hit 110%, then we're going to give you a bonus. I like to do it as bonuses because that way you're not caught up with percentages ongoing. Just say, we'll give you another, say, 500,000. Depends on what the range is and what kind of profit margins you have. But now a salesperson is at 100, and maybe they're there halfway through the month. In a lot of comp plans, they're basically encouraged just to do nothing, just to chill for a while, right? So if you say, hey, if you work a little harder, you can make a little more even, really, yeah. So if you have tiered plans, when I set them up, I set them off into far beyond what I think somebody will probably hit. But you know what? Oftentimes somebody does because it's up there. If you don't ask, you don't get. And that's great for your company because it brings in a whole lot more money. Because face it, if you have 10 salespeople, probably 2 or 3 are not going to hit their quota in a given month. So you need the 2 or 3 top ones to go over by enough. So and then the middle of the road ones that'll just hit the quota, so that you hit your quota, right? Because think about it, if 2 or 3 people don't hit quota and you got nobody going over quota, you are under quota. So keep that in mind. So you always want to encourage the people at the top to keep selling more, right? And those could change. They could be different people in different months, So help them, have an opportunity to make more. So then, big bonus. And that's kind of what I was alluding to by setting up high expectations, So if you hit this much, then we're going to, you can make that much. And so it's a carrot you're hanging there, and they oftentimes don't hit it. But then the company benefits because they're trying to hit it and they're selling everything along the path. And so it's kind of a win-win for everybody because if the salesperson hits that, then then they're going to make a lot of money too. And you want to be fair with that, so don't put any last-minute rules in place or anything. Make sure it's very clearly spelled out ahead of time. Okay. Now, a makeup plan. Now, a makeup plan is year-to-date makeup plan because here's what can happen. Let's say I had a stellar year one year, and at the end of the year, I just sold like crazy. Well, guess what I did? I loaded up all my clients who would normally buy January, February, March, maybe all the way through June. I preloaded them. So they're not buying as much then. So I may have a slow start for the year, right? And so now if my comp plan's set up that I can't make that up, in other words, if I now I'm going to miss my goals because I didn't hit first quarter, I didn't hit first and second quarter, whatever. I can't get paid as much. Then I'm demotivated. I'm probably not going to work hard to sell a lot because there's not that much in it for me the rest of the year, right? But what if I gave an opportunity for a year-to-date makeup? So if I say, hey, by the end of second quarter, if you're back up, if you're caught up for your year-to-date, then you're right back on path. I don't care that you missed first quarter. And I do that for all the quarters, right? They could have some kind of a windfall even in the fourth quarter. So now they still got the opportunity. They're still helping you hit your quota. Kind of a win-win. Okay, make sense? All right, now everybody wins. So everyone who's involved in selling should have some opportunity to make money. It doesn't mean they all have to make the same commission that a sales rep who's out there pounding hard does. But everybody in the company, everybody's involved in the process. Whether that's taking an order on the phone, whether that's getting the packed and shipped on time and correct, so we don't have the returns for missed shipments, things like that. So it's a great idea to have some kind of a plan for everybody that's involved in the process. Oftentimes if it's a smaller company, that's everybody in the company, and that could be. Hey, if we hit a certain number, then everybody's going to get X. You can be creative with that. You can do that without killing yourself on cutting into the profit and still motivating everybody else. So then, let's talk about probably the most important thing that relates to all of this with salespeople is to have fair expectations. And I see this all the time where somebody in a position of authority, the owner of the company or maybe the CFO, whatever, and they go, next year, we want you to do this much. No basis in reality whatsoever. It's a number in their head that they think would look good on paper, or help them with their corporate goals for the year. But with no basis in reality, it's ridiculous, because what will happen if it's too much is the salespeople, they can't hit it. You're going to lose your salespeople, you're going to lose motivation, and you're going to wonder why your company's doing so poorly, when you had this big goal. So, I've done other videos on this, but basically, keep in mind to do your forecast from the bottom up. Look at trends, look at how things are going, look at your even if you trend seasonally, look at that, and do a reasonable rise of expectation. For instance, if you want to have say 100% increase, so it's 8.3% a month. Well, don't put 20% increase on the first month. This is not going to happen, right? Unless you've got some kind of new product or new marketing power or whatever. Maybe it's a better way, instead of just flatlining that at 8.3 a month, maybe you start the first month at 2, and the next month at 4, then you catch up to 8 somewhere in the middle of the year. And then now that you've got this momentum going and everything's working, then you can add more and kind of get the snowball rolling towards the end of the year. So there's a lot of ways to do it, but you want to be fair. You want the salespeople to have an opportunity to make money. You as a salesperson want to work hard and make money. So it's a win-win for everybody. So hopefully these videos are helpful, and if they are, then please click like on here. And if you like it a lot, then please retweet it, forward it, etc., and we'll keep doing them. So thank you, Kenneth G Hasty signing off. Hope you're very successful. Take care. Bye.